Hello, Gareth here from True Spiritual Awakening. This video, I'm going to follow up. It's going to be a follow-up video on the video I did the other day on the Mother Force. I explained all about that, and a number of people had watched it, and then on my Zoom group had asked questions about it and asked me to go deeper into it. And I had an online intensive yesterday, and it came up again. So I'm gonna just go a little bit deeper into it, and try and really kind of like feel into that energy while or explain it. And again, right, this I don't read books, I don't study scriptures, I don't I just don't. I've no interest in it. I don't want to take on anybody else's opinions or concepts because they just get in the way. They're useful, they're definitely useful, but after a while they just get in the way. And I want my own model and my own version of truth. So this is my truth and this is my understanding of it. And maybe there's people who will disagree with me and they'd say, you know, the scriptures say this and the scriptures say that. I don't care about scriptures. Unless you've had a taste of the divine, you know, you have no right to recite scriptures and claim that you know anything about this until you have a direct experience. So, traditional yoga finishes pretty much at unity consciousness. You know, full kundalini awakening, crown opens, unity consciousness. The boundaries are dissolved between your consciousness and the outside, the consciousness on the outside. A lot of people seem to believe that that's all there is and that's it and that's unity and you're done. It's not. It's the beginning. It really is the beginning. And I'm just going to talk from that point onwards. I'm going to talk about Brahman. I'm going to talk about God. I'm going to talk about the Divine Mother. Because the three of them seem really important from beyond creation, sort of that, you know, from that viewpoint of we get out of creation, we get to see what's going on. So that next step after unity consciousness is the soul is pulled back into the ocean, this primordial consciousness where everything emerged from, right? And it's the power the universe uses to manifest all of creation. It all comes from the Brahman. So what happens is the soul gets pulled back into the ocean, it merges with the ocean, it becomes the ocean. It has a direct experience of what that ocean feels like, right? This primordial ocean, this primordial consciousness. Now, it's beyond creation, so nothing exists there. It's blackness. It's, you know, there's a very, very dim awareness. And when that happens, the person back in creation almost feels like you're living in two worlds. You're here in creation, but your awareness has now merged with that nothingness. So what happens is the person in creation is sort of here experiencing this world, knowing that it is that nothingness in which the entire world has been projected on. So you look at walls, you look at people, and then you turn away and it's like it doesn't exist. Your awareness is now that primordial consciousness, okay? And it's nothingness. And what that feels like is that somewhere in at the back of what you are is that nothingness. And that nothingness seems to stretch out from your peripheral vision, right? And it seems to wrap around everything you're witnessing, okay? And this is just me explaining what this is, right? And you then have a sense that that nothingness is behind everything in creation. So every person that you're interacting with literally has manifested from that nothingness. Okay, so, and that's a really weird place, because you're here, you're in creation, but you've also merged with this nothingness, and everything feels like it's just manifesting in front of your eyes and crumbling, and it's a really, really strange place. Relationships, family members, loved ones, they come in, you can interact with them, you can have, meaningful relationships while they're in front of you, and then when they leave, they crumble, and you just don't have a sense that they even exist. And you could go like weeks without thinking of someone close to you. It's like, so that's that merging with the Brahman. Okay, that Brahman, that primordial consciousness, from that birthed what's known as the Supreme Being, the Godhead. Okay, and the Godhead, and the way I see it is that it almost, and again, I'm just using my language, it's not perfect, this is how I am experiencing it. From that nothingness came almost like a spring. Okay, and from that spring, now when I say spring, I mean like a spring of water or a stream, right? Birthed consciousness. Okay, and consciousness had intelligence. There's no intelligence in that Brahman. It's dim awareness, and from that birthed this intelligence. Okay, this Godhead, but it was oneness, and I also got to merge with this. So part of my soul merged with the Brahman. I became the Brahman. I had the knowing and the experience of the Brahman. So you have to have both. You have to have the direct experience, and then you have to have the understanding of what's going on for that to be a fully lived shift into what's known as Brahman consciousness. From there, that takes some time. It takes some time to stay there, to stabilize, to understand what's going on, for your to refine perceptions, to get to know it. And after about a year and a half, the soul descends back into creation, right? But there was, in the meantime, I had had the direct experience of the Supreme Being. And the Supreme Being to me was this plane of consciousness, not a person. It's not a person, but it's a plane of existence or a plane of consciousness. And it's this cyan, sparkling sea that is just incredible. It's beautiful. It's love. It's got its potential. Okay, its potential. But it seems, and when I'm talking about this, you could literally stay here. It's the most beautiful, beautiful place to be. Okay, but you can't stay there. You can't stay in it. You can have that merger with it. Then you can re-enter back into creation, right? And what's happened now, you've become a channel. It's almost like now there's been a conduit that's come from that Supreme Being down into creation that can manifest through this form. And you start to pull in them qualities. You can bring in what's known as that truth aspect of Brahman. And what that is, it's almost like this magnetic force, that it's dynamic. When it enters creation, when it's in the state of the Brahman, it's not. But when it enters creation, it becomes dynamic and it's magnetic, and it is a force, and it has a mission. It has a job that it wants to do. And when you become aligned with someone who has them forces manifesting through them, the forces become organized around that person. And when you come into relationship with someone like that, them forces then create a connection with you. They start entering your system. They come in through the top of the head. They start to work on your system. They start to work on the blockages. They start to bring you into states of equanimity. And the end goal is to pull that part of your awareness or your consciousness back into the Brahman. That's what its goal is. The Supreme Being is love, it is intelligence, it's just pure potential, okay? And it's amazing, but it's oneness, okay? There's not two in that, but it also feels like that it's sort of sitting part in Brahman and part in creation. It sprang from Brahman, so it's part in Brahman and it's part in creation, and it's an intelligence, okay? But it's almost like it's given this role or this job over. So it then wants to evolve, okay? The Brahman isn't, it doesn't evolve. It's just, that's the way it is. It never evolves. But the Supreme Being, or this part of consciousness, the Godhead, that wants to evolve, okay? So it sends parts of itself, okay? Little sparks of that Godhead, it wrapped, okay? So you're taking a part of the Brahman, which is like your soul or your awareness, and then you're taking part of that Godhead, which is your being, your potential, your it's almost like your free will aspect, okay? And it's the two are wrapped in one another. And then what's happened is that Supreme Being has created another part of itself, which is the Divine Mother, okay? And the Divine Mother is not a woman. It's not, the Supreme Being is not a man. It's not a guy with a beard like God. But the Mother is this, the Supreme Being has given this power to the Mother, and she's like this massive behemoth of a supercomputer, okay, that is holding all of creation in place. She's manifesting realities. She's giving the energy to all of creation to stay, to hold it all in place. She's the one, when you open your eyes, reality manifests right in front of you. She's doing all of that. She's the one who veils you. She's the one who's trying to awaken you. She is that dynamic, right? She's behind all the natural disasters. She's behind all the galaxies, right? So you can imagine what that power is, and she is the one that holds that, not the Supreme Being. The Supreme Being is more passive. It's more sort of just there. It's there. It's a plane of existence. You can get into it. You can experience it. You can become one with it. And when you're there, right, it's not that you're experiencing it. It's that you become one with it. And from your tiny perspective, you can get a taste of what that is, or it can get a taste of itself through your form. So I had them two experiences, direct experience, lived. This is real. This is my experience. And then I got to have the encounter with the Divine Mother. And what that felt like was, she is an intelligence. She is living. She is like not like a form, not like a personality. And all of the deities, all of the gods and the goddesses, they're all part of her, okay? And we need that interface. because of what she is. She's so incredible and so great that we just simply can't interact with that. We don't know. We can't, she's just beyond anything we can imagine. So we get these snippets or these little subsets of her, and we put the title of, you know, Kali or Durga, and that's our interface, and it's a shared interface because we have so many millions of say Hindu people who then have an image of what that is, and she's not them, but they all exist within her. So her force, she has her own force as well, and it's fierce and it's loving and it's destructive. And she took me, and she basically gave me the experience of what she feels like. But again, it's not like you witness her objectively. It's not like you can sit there and go, oh, that's her and this is what she is. It's literally that she merges with you and you become one with her, right? And then you can feel everything through your body, okay? It's like the entire creation is literally in your body. And I'm just going to, I'm going to really, really try, and words are just failing me so much when I'm talking about this. So I'm going to do the best that I can just to describe what that felt like, right? It was like she is like capable of like the largest nuclear bombs or atom bombs, right? She's capable of all of that, right? So when I became, or when I merged with her, it literally, like, it was like she came, she took over. It's a she. It's a feminine. It's a mother. It's a force, and she's there, and I'm existing within her, and she's experiencing herself through my body simultaneously at the same time. And all of a sudden, it's like there's explosions, right, that are literally happening in my body and spreading like a chain reaction of other explosions, more explosions and explosions and explosions. And each one is like a cell exploding, like a galaxy being birthed. And it's like this chain reaction that's just like, and each one of these explosions is the most insane orgasmic sensation that you can imagine, just coming into creation and spreading through your body. And it's like ripples, and it's almost like she's playing an instrument like a harp, and every time she hits that chord, it's like a galaxy is birthed, and then there's this chain reaction of galaxy upon galaxy is coming into creation. It's all happening within your body, and it's like she just kept revealing herself over and over and over again to me. And it's like you can't. The Supreme Being, I could have stayed there. I never wanted to come out of that. That was the most beautiful, passive, loving energy. But the mother was just like, my body couldn't take this. I was going to literally destruct. I was going to be torn apart by what she was doing to me. And each time she would do it, it was like there was the most insane gratitude and the bliss. It was almost painful, and it just kept going and going. This went on for hours and hours, and I never experienced, like, it's just, I can never, I don't know if I'll ever get to experience that again. So she left a part So these forces, the sat from the Brahman, and what I call the supreme being and his pure divinity. Then there's the mother. And I was never devotional. I was never devotional. I hadn't got a devotional bone in my body, okay, until I had this experience with the mother. And what that's done, what that's changed is that now I see with such clarity that everything is her. Everything, she is everything. She is the power creating all of this. She's I just see her in everything, and she's in me. And I can never merge with her. Okay. I I yes, I had a merger with her, right? But I can never be what she is. I can never. I just can't. It's impossible. I am minuscule. I'm literally like I described it like I'm an ant at the base of the Empire State Building, and or I'm a bug on the windscreen, you know, of a car that's moving. I've just nothing. I am nothing. She is everything. She is all. And it's humbled me. It's literally brought me back to knowing that I am nothing. And she is everything. And what she's left, so she's gifted me her force, her power. It's there. Now it's nothing what I experienced, but it's incredible. It's incredible. And it never goes. It never leaves me. It's there whenever I want it. I just close my eyes, and it's like she comes in and I feel her. I feel her all around me. She's inside me. Um, and it's just incredible. And all I want to do now is spread that force to anyone who can who comes in contact with me, and who can, has enough awareness to sense into that. And even if you're watching this video and you close your eyes and you listen from a place of stillness and awareness and openness, she's there. You'll feel her come in. You can feel her force, and that force is working. It's working in your system, and we're just living in this very, very sacred and blessed moment in time where she's revealing herself to us, and we get to have first-hand experience of what she is through transmission, spiritual transmission. And all we have to do is just connect and be open and be receptive and have an open heart and get out of the way, get our egos out of the way, get our concepts and beliefs and ideas, because that's what's blocking it all. And one of the things that she's made me realize is that, there's no one who's enlightened. There's no one on the planet who is anywhere close to what she is. And we need to get out of this belief that we've achieved anything, or we're at a certain stage, or we figured something out. She's I mean, it's just incredible. So I'm laughing because yeah, I'm just seeing how many deluded gurus on the planet there are who actually think that they're something and they're enlightened. And They're not. Trust me. She's she's everything. She's doing everything, and it's incredible. So I don't know what else there is to say. I could just sit here and laugh and talk shit for the next God knows how long, but I probably need to end this video. Thank you guys. Thank you as always. Bye bye.